Welcome. I'm Genevieve from Genevieve Morrone Yoga and Fitness Coaching. And today we are going to dive into 4 ways to get energy naturally. Okay, I know this is a hot topic for a lot of people. We always burn the candles at both ends, and I've really struggled with that for a long time. I'm a real go-getter, so again, that if you're a big go-getter, it can be the habits that you have in place that can compound your lack of energy. So I had tried, I thought, everything out there to get more energy through my days. I would wake up sluggish. I would drag my feet through the morning at work, and then the midday slump would hit, and I have to be fueling off of coffee. I tried energy drinks. I tried, taking a nap midday as well, which often then left me feeling even more groggy, or then it would interrupt my evening sleep. Sleeping in even I tried, thinking the longer I sleep in the morning, maybe that will help with my energy, but no, it didn't work. So it really took me some time to figure out for myself how I could get sustainable energy from the moment I woke up until the moment I went to bed. And it wasn't until a mentor of mine introduced some new strategies that I could use that I really started seeing a difference. So we're going to go into a few of them today. There are many, many more. And there will be some opportunities in the future for you to really get my step-by-step broken down process and strategy guide for how I can keep a high level of energy throughout my days. And if you know me at all, you know I'm a very busy person. I take on a lot of things, and I take them on with everything with great pride and always a positive outlook and lots of energy and exuberance, so to speak. But it wasn't always that way. So I was finding, like, the things I was trying, I was trying little natural energy drinks. I was trying napping midday. I was trying sleeping in. I was even trying to get out and get some fresh air, going for a walk. That would hold me over for maybe an hour or two. But then, of course, by like later afternoon, early evening, I was ready to crash. I just had nothing left in me. And when I'm tired, that often leads to poor habit choices. So the later in the day we get, the less willpower we have to carry us through. And that's where everything kind of, the apple cart gets toppled over, and then we start to snack and we start to hit the poor eating choices. So that's how it was for me anyway. So my lack of energy wasn't just lack of energy. It was becoming a domino effect into a spiral of other bad habits as well. So I really wanted to get out of that cycle. I find too, like, if you are overscheduled, or you're not getting enough sleep at night, or maybe you're a new parent, or maybe you're just struggling with insomnia or lack of sleep for years and years, then some of these tips you may find can help you get through your days. So what I realized was I was taking the wrong approach by trying to put something in me, to ingest something to give me more energy. And that's really not how it is at all. They're just little strategies that we can implement. So let's just get into it. So 4 ways to get energized. Number 1, get up earlier and soak up some natural light. So we know that vitamin D is like that sunshine vitamin, and it's that natural energy producing components to it. So there is science behind that. So the earlier you get up, the more awake you will feel. I know it sounds really counterintuitive, and it sucks to think of having to get up earlier, but it really does work. The longer you sleep in the morning, our energy levels in our bodies, from a yogic perspective and an Eastern philosophy perspective, start to shift. So in those waking hours, those early waking hours, we are at a prime for keeping energy elevated, okay, in the state that we're in. So the longer you sleep in the morning, your energy levels will deplete, and you'll feel more heavy, sluggish, kind of foggy like. So I don't know, I haven't gotten up. The latest I've gotten up in the last probably 5 years is 6:30 a.m. That's the latest. But when I used to sleep in, it would be 8:30, 9, sometimes 10 o'clock. And I would find then I'd get up and I was still dragging my butt and I couldn't figure out why. But it's because the earlier you get up, the more energized you will feel. I know it sounds really counterintuitive. And especially like if you're hitting that snooze button, hi Jema, ciao Bella. If you are hitting snooze, then that is just going to add to that feeling of grogginess because your mind on a subconscious level is already awake. You're already awake. So get yourself out of bed and you will feel more energized. And it's something you just have to try. But the more that you're hitting snooze, 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 the more you're starting to fall back into that sleep pattern, and it will leave you feeling more and more groggy because you're constantly interrupting that sleep pattern. So it ends up being wasted time in the end. And with the vitamin D, if you can have like a crack of your window open to help gently wake you up to natural lighting, then that can be really beneficial as well, because vitamin D doesn't discriminate from whether you're outside or inside. That natural light that wakes you up is much more energizing from a natural perspective than turning on a light as soon as you get out of bed. And that's never a fun thing to do, to have the lights switched on. Okay, next one. Get moving. And I know this is like a keystone for me, is get moving. As soon as I get out of bed, I hop on my yoga mat and I stretch and I move my body, because no matter how tired I am, even if I can just roll myself onto my mat, I know after just moving slightly, even if it's gentle stretches, it does not have to be this high intensity style of workout. It can be just gentle stretches to gradually dust off that heavy energy from the night and help to bring in a more balanced, awakened type of energy into the body. And this goes a little bit deeper into the yogic philosophy stuff, which I won't delve too deep in today. But yeah, moving helps to just brush off the cobwebs and lubricate the joints and get the mind clear. It helps to burn off that fog and ignite that fire in your belly that is going to help you burn off that dead energy, that heavy energy, to make room for that light or sattvic type of energy that you're meant to have. My next little trick, number 3, is bulletproof your morning. Bulletproof your morning beverage. So I came across this tip. I learned about it years ago from a podcaster guy that I follow, as well as a few close friends had done bulletproof coffee. And to me, the thought of putting butter in my coffee kind of revolted me until I actually tried it, and I was amazed. So with what bulletproof is typically it's done with coffee, where you have like a single origin rich coffee and you blend it with, say, a tablespoon of grass-fed butter, as well as you really have to play with the measurements of MCT oil or coconut oil, and then you blend it. And then you drink it, and it doesn't have too much of a flavor. The butter adds creaminess to it, so it's almost like a latte. And the MCT oil, or medium chain triglycerides oil, which is a component of coconut oil, adds in those really good energizing fats into the blood system, and they're released very quickly. So it's like this hit. Like you've just had an energy drink mixed with coffee that just hits your head all at once. And it's not, I find it like a subtle rush. It's just all of a sudden it's like, oh, the clouds lift and I feel so energized. And it only took me trying it once, and I never really went back. Also with bulletproofing your beverage, you can do this with coffee. You can do it with matcha tea. You can do it with like cacao, like a homemade hot chocolate, where you're mixing a type of nut milk with cocoa and maybe a bit of stevia or some other natural sweetener. You can bulletproof that style of beverage. There's lots of ways that you can incorporate this routine into whatever morning beverage that you like to have. I've never tried it just with hot water, or lemon water. So if anybody does, then let me know how that goes. But also with the fats in your system, it's going to sustain your blood sugars for longer. And with that, then you can push off when you're eating your first meal of the day. So it helps to control your blood sugars, which will also contribute to keeping your energy levels more stable through the day. So you're not going through these up and down spikes, because oftentimes energy levels are very much associated with blood sugar levels as well. Sorry, the lighting keeps going in and out. The wind is blowing my lovely tree outside and the sun's kind of coming in and out. So number 4 is to drink more water. Sounds so basic, and I say it all the time, drink more water. But really, if I hit a slump in the middle of the day now, I think back to the morning and think, oh, how much water have I had? Because when we're dehydrated, it's going to make us feel really groggy. That's one of the symptoms of dehydration. So make sure you're staying well hydrated all times of the day, and you can jazz it up, make it interesting. Put some lemon in it, have a herbal tea, make it interesting if you're not into plain water. I personally like to drink warm water. I find I drink more if it's warm, just because I tend to always be cold. But whatever works for you to get more water in, that will help to keep you energized. So I have been talking long enough. That is my quick 4 tips to getting more energy. And like I said, I've got a whole list of them that I've implemented that has really helped me. So I will share that with you at another time. I can let you know the opportunities to get in on that. So I want to know, have you ever tried any of the tips that I mentioned? Do they work for you? Or if there was one I didn't mention, what was it? And what is your go-to kind of natural way to get energy into your life? And if you haven't tried any of my 4 and you're kind of struggling to figure out how to get more energy, let me know in the comments which tip do you think you can commit to implementing and trying to see if that helps for your energy levels. And if you'd like to get more information on the rest of my tips, or how you can learn more in detail about the energy tips, send me a message, because we can chat one-on-one about that when we'll have more time. Okay. So let's just review in summary here. If you were like I was and struggling to get energy or sustain your energy through the day, give these 4 tips a try. Number 1 was get up earlier and get in some vitamin D. Number 2 was get moving. And again, that doesn't have to be a super intense form of exercise. It doesn't have to be your main workout of the day. Even just a few minutes, give it 5-10 minutes of gentle stretches just to get those joints moving and just release the fog out of the head. That could really help as well. Bulletproof your morning beverage was number 3. So try something new this week. And like I said, that can help sustain the blood sugars. And when our blood sugars are sustained, then our energy levels also are sustained. So you don't have to rely on copious amount of coffee throughout the day just to keep you alive feeling. And then number 4 was drink more water. Water. Just have it everywhere you go. It's so good for the body, and we're made of mostly water. So we have to make sure that we're always hydrating and keeping our joints and our muscles and our organs primed with good fluid and nutrition. And water also helps to flush out all the toxins as well, because when we get toxin buildup, then that contributes to that feeling of sluggishness as well. So say goodbye to the days of feeling tired all day long. When we're feeling tired, oftentimes we feel sluggish, we feel unmotivated, which means we become unproductive and lazy. This can also contribute to feeling grumpy. So our moods start to change and we're just always tired, which is never a good feeling. So I can help you with this because I've been through it and I've sustained this type of energy now for, let me think, well over 2 years now. And every day I get up at the same time, I go to bed at the same time, and my energy levels are rock solid from the moment I get up to the moment I go to bed, and I don't rely on caffeine for it. So drop me a message if you want to learn more. And until next time, keep the comments flooding through. Again, I want to hear, what will you do to implement a new strategy to help with you getting more energy in your day? Okay, guys, make sure you're participating in the Genevieve at Home Facebook group. I'll post a link in the comment section below. If you're not part of the group, we would love to have you join. You can just hit the request to join. And yeah, we'll see you next week. If you have any comments, drop them below and I will answer them shortly. Okay, bye.